Hello everyone, it's me, JayskiBean, and welcome back to Around the Clock at Bikini Bottom. This episode, I am going to start a new series of me going through every level and showing my current speedrun strategies, skips, etc. And we're just gonna jump into Glove World and get started. The thing here is there are strategies in some of these levels that only work in certain circumstances. And some of these strategies won't work at all because of how coding is in some of these levels, and some of the strategies aren't viable at all because sometimes the risk is not worth the reward. So we'll go over a lot of those in this series. It's going to be kind of more of a how I run my game kind of series and how I'm trying to hit that sub 2 hour any %. So as you can see, there's a timer on the top right corner of the screen. It's not running right now, but I just want to show you a few things that Padre and I have found when speedrunning some of these levels. Now, the first one here, you have a few options. You can come over here, you can crouch jump onto this thing, and then you have an option to run and crouch jump over this, but it's so specific. Like, you got to be extremely accurate to make the second crouch jump, to the point to where by the time you get across, Glovey is gone. Like, you can see Glovey's way over there already. So you have to get it your first try, and you have two pinkies over here, and as you can see, like me, I haven't gotten it at all. An alternate way to do it is come over here to this corner and kind of crouch jump over this. But even then, you see that Patrick on the right side of the screen is still at the very bottom, like at that little line that needs to be filled up. So anyway, you go through here and you see that the pinky cart hasn't spawned. Nothing's happening within the level. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to make it to the end of the level now and see if there is, or I mean see nothing. Like, I'll show you something. If I make it to the end, I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, especially with that pinky shocking me. But as you can see, the risk isn't really quite worth the reward. Worth the reward. And I don't think I'm going to make it anyway. Like, I think it's about to time out here in a second. Yep. So what happens there is you, since you didn't pass, like, there's a couple checkpoints you have to pass in order to progress Patrick up the bar. You know, as Patrick was still at the very bottom. So you go through here. This is what I do. Is I cut through this part right here. There's a checkpoint here that you pass. Patrick moves up. Another one right here that you pass. And Patrick moves up. And then another one right here that you pass. Patrick moves up again. Right here. Or soon. Should, maybe. Okay, anyway, you miss one back there. And you're supposed to hit them all. If you don't hit them all, by the time you make it to the tunnel of glove, then the ending of this section doesn't trigger and you don't pass to the next level. You're just kind of wandering into an invisible wall at that point. And yeah, that defeats the whole purpose. So there's this also right here that you can do to kind of run along the edge of this fence. Now the hitboxes are huge on these things, but it's a good way to, like, bypass the what's it called? The tilt-a-hurl, but you can run up here as well. Like, there's just so many weird things you can do using speedrun strats in this game. So you can get all the way up top, hopefully before I get killed. But yeah, see how high we are? We can see everything. You can see the whole map, even though it's not intended. And it just keeps going higher and higher because it all has, yep, it all has collision. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The way I set my timers up in actual any % speedruns is I'll start this segment when I hit continue on the previous screen where it showed the score for the level. Oh, another thing you can do. See, these blocks are here. You can actually use the blocks to your advantage as well if you get a good roll on them. And you can crouch jump across this. But the same thing applies, though. You can't progress unless you hit these hitboxes over here that make Patrick's little icon move forward. Now, going back to what I said about the me and my segments and stuff hitting continue on the score. It doesn't apply for Glove World because it's the first level. So instead, how I judge it is I start my segment as soon as that screen comes up before Glove World itself. So when you click on Glove World here, because you know it's straight from the tutorial to the screen. So the way the segment works is you click on Glove World, you hit yes, and as soon as this pops up, like that, that's when it starts. So we'll go ahead and do a segment here. You've seen some possible skips that can't really be done in the first portion. Glove World is the most RNG based level in the game for speedrunning, mostly because of SpongeBob's location. Now I've tried a few different things in the maze, like in the glove maze. I mean, SpongeBob's location in the glove maze. I've tried a few different things to make it work the best I can, and it's just, I haven't found anything consistent because his location is just so random. So we'll get there and I'll show you that. So as you can see, I'm cutting corners as much as I can, and if you cut corners fast enough and you like keep your cursor like pointed toward each corner where you're going, you'll actually end up ahead of Left Glovey and you'll like, clip into his body. You gotta watch out for that. Like I try to like stay on the wall there. Oh, and if you have to get shocked by these, you jump into them. Like try to jump as close to the shock as you can. That way you're not stunned for as long. Man, these dudes are relentless. This is not the best run in the first section of Glove World that I've had. I've definitely had better. I've actually been ahead of him in this part right here. Like I think the fastest I've gotten is like 159 by the time I get to Glove World itself. And that's not this segment, that's like the actual time for the level. So I guess 140 would be my best time. And as you can see, we're a little bit behind that. With level transitions like that, you're gonna wanna let go of your mouse for sure. Or else you'll be looking in some random direction when you load up. And once the level starts to transition, you wanna hold down Shift and W. Like you're gonna wanna repress it. So once you finish a level, like you'll notice like a silence and like a black screen. And that's when you want to let go of your keys and then put your fingers back on them again, like hold them down, because then you'll immediately start sprinting and moving. You can hit F for flashlight if you have a flashlight. Here you're gonna want to go about halfway up that first staircase and then head back. So you're running the right Glovey and it triggers this next part. Spam space bar here. And then hit F while we're in this loading screen. That way it turns your flashlight on. And then you load, and then you drop down here. And this is my route I take. I go straight up this way. Again, you're gonna wanna aim toward the corners. Straight through here. And if you couldn't see in Tunnel of Glove, it was pretty straightforward. I just stayed on the same side that I was turning the next corner in. You definitely wanna jump and then repress the shift key right before you hit the ground when you're going through the nematode rooms. But this is all pretty straightforward. Like, you see this route. I'm basically taking a route toward the corner where I know the most SpongeBob spawns are in. And if there's no SpongeBob spawn here, then you're screwed. And you hit home, and you reset your time, and you just quit. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And that's when I reset the whole speedrun timer. So yep, fun stuff. Glove World is fun. So I'm gonna try to get a decent time in Glove World here on the video. And if I can't, then you know how serious Glove World is. The best time I've gotten in Glove World is sub 3:30. So less than 3.5 minutes, including the cutscenes and all. So I'm gonna run through real quick. I know this series is gonna be a little bit more boring compared to like the other ones because I'm explaining my like how I do my speedrun stuff, especially the RNG levels. The first two levels are pretty RNG heavy, Glove World and Patrick's Rock, but but yeah. And there's not many speedrun strats per se in a lot of these levels. Like a lot of them is just RNG and you just hope that things go well. Run through the levels as fast as you can and avoid the AI whenever it pops up. I know a lot of the later levels aren't going to be very like speedrun looking. It's just going to be like darting toward corners and stuff. And there's little tricks here and there that I like subconsciously do that it's really hard to explain, like me like running into that wall so I don't get hit by the pinky cart, because you got to be careful not to go too far out around that corner or the pinky cart will get you. And it's a lot easier to get hit when you can't see the pinky cart because you're inside of a character model. And you'll see the pinky thing, you jump right before you get shocked, because the stun timer starts even if you're in the air. And when you're moving in the air at like a full sprint after you've jumped, you're still moving. So you're still going forward. So by the time you hit the ground, you'll have minimal like downtime in your movement, you know? So you see here, I let go of everything. Music stopped, so I hit W and sprint again, and I'm moving as soon as the level loads. I go to the left, jump over this trash can, stay on the left. And rule of thumb is move your mouse as little as you possibly can. My sensitivity's up pretty high, so it's a little harder to do that. And again, like I said, my speedruns aren't like crazy serious. I'm just trying to get like a sub 2 hour. I'm trying to like pioneer this game, get it ready for speedrunners. If people actually want to speedrun this thing, which would be cool to have started something like that, because it's a good game. And then you go about halfway and you come back. And as soon as this like cuts to black, I start spamming space. That way when this spawns, I'm already spamming space, and then when that freezes, you hit F, and then you're here. Now there are a few routes you can take. This is my best, the best in my opinion, just because there's a Krabby Patty room here, there's a Magic Conch room here, and there's only one Nematode room, compared to like 2 on the other strategies. And you don't have to like go through any jellyfish rooms, you don't have to go through any Clamu rooms. But recently I've been having really bad luck with SpongeBob spawns. Oh, there's one right there. Cool. I've been having really bad luck with SpongeBob spawns in taking this route, but there are a lot in that corner. And ultimately it's just luck. Every spawn point for SpongeBob has the same percentage. So skip as fast as you can. I just spam left click here. Keep the mouse in the same position, because if you move the mouse, even when the mouse isn't visible on the screen, it's still there. And then as soon as you hit continue, as soon as you hear that, that's when you hit the end or the next segment, and there you go, 339 right there. Could be faster, for sure. The reason it's 339 is because SpongeBob wasn't in the optimal room. Now, SpongeBob can spawn in the room just south of it, which is just across from the first Krabby Patty room that we find, and that'll save a lot of time. Another thing you can do, since I said the mouse actually stays on the screen and when you move it, it stays in that position. When you load into the next cutscene where you have like the skip right here, you can actually move the mouse to the bottom corner, move it up a little bit, move it right a little bit, and it'll be in the right position. You just gotta kind of practice and get that right. But yeah, that's all the time I have for this one. That's Glove World. I'm not gonna try to get a better segment for Glove World for now in the segment percentages thing. This category that I made on my timer is literally just for showing you guys these strategies in the videos and stuff, and it's by no means super accurate, and I've definitely gotten better segments than that 339.62. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys liked the series. I know it's a little more boring than most of the other around the clock shit that I've done. If you guys have any more ideas for things that I can do in around the clock, like I know a lot of people have been wanting me to do all game over screens. People have been wanting me to do triple speed, but I'm trying to like stockpile videos right now because we're about to move cross country, and I'm really wanting to have a bunch like on the back burner. That way I don't have to stop uploading and making videos go up. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you slap that like button underneath the video, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.